So, for the 16 personalities, there's usually 4 letters, not 4 words, that describe your personality. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but we have E and I for the first position. E is for extroverted, I is for introverted. Then we have N and S. N is for intuitive, and S is for sensing. For the third position, we have F and D, which is feeling and thinking. And for the last one, we have B and J, which is B for perceiving and J for judging. But the J isn't like judging. It doesn't mean judgmental. It doesn't mean that you judge others. It's more like when you are more like organized as a person. That's like the best word that I can think of right now that describes the J. So we're gonna be taking the test. I already know my personality type, but your personality type can change. My personality type is ENFP, so extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. But I've taken the test a couple of times. The first time that I took the test, I actually didn't know myself very well and was answering the questions in the way of what I want to be like. I realized that sometime later, and at first it turned out to be ENTJ, and I'm nothing like ENTJ. I can tell you that much. So then when I took the test again, ENFP, but the F and the D were like 51 to 49%. And then when I took the test again, I got ENTP, and it was again 51 to 49%, but the 51 was for D instead of F. But I tried to, dig finish it, or I finish it in the end. So I disagree. I mean, I want to be like that, but I don't do it. Like, you prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. Disagree. I wish that you prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. Yeah, I was reading it through. You're very sentimental. Agree. I different memories and different stuff like objects from times like a couple of years ago. Oh, really? Just bring me the feels. And if something that like for example, there's things that my parents have owned when they were younger, and I own them now. Like there is this little cute card that my dad had when he was a child, and I have it on my shelf. It's stuff like that. I like that. I like that. Like just organizing tools like schedules and lists. I want to do that, but I just can't have myself sit and do it. So I don't. Even though it's nice, and I wish I was like that. I really wish. I mean, sometimes I do, but really rarely. I'm gonna go with this. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Let me think about this more. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt yourself, your overall abilities and knowledge, but yourself. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. I don't know. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. No, actually no. But the least no. If you're comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation, I do feel comfortable, yeah. I mean, I'll go with this one because sometimes I'm a little, I get a little anxious before I do it, but it depends a lot. It depends on the situation. Like, is it at school? Is it a random person on the street? Is it someone you find attractive? Is it, there's different situations, so it's different for everyone. For each situation, you're not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works. I can't even understand this question, to be honest. You're not too interested of discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works. Like when someone makes an analysis of a book or like art or something. I think that's what it means. I mean, I'm not really interested in talking about those things, so yeah, I'm not too interested, really. I'm interested in art and literature itself, but not I don't want to hear someone's analysis. Or at school, when our teacher, for example, our literature teacher, instead of asking us what we think, she makes us read the one that's already written. I mean, I guess that's how she's supposed to do it. But like when they make us read them, you don't agree with what the interpretation is, but she's like, well, that's what it says. You're more inclined to follow your head than your heart. Disagree. I actually sometimes wish I went with my head instead of my heart. But most of the time, the thing that my heart tells me is the thing that's more appealing to me, the thing that I find more interesting, the thing that I really want to do, while my head just tells me the logical thing that I should do, but I don't want to do what I should do. I want to do what I want to do. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. I do. But maybe this one thing is that I prefer to do that. But sometimes when I have a lot to do, I do have like not a daily routine, but I have my things planned out. But the issue is that I'm a procrastinator. So either way, I procrastinate. This is like a bad manifestation, and the more that I say I'm a procrastinator, the harder it will be for me to stop being one. But yeah, you rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I disagree. I actually care to make a good impression. You enjoy participating in group activities, yeah. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. Agree and disagree. I like movies and books that I don't like open endings. I like a book or a movie that has, an ending written. But I like to come up with my own second part of the book, or a second season of the show, or second movie in that, in that series. That's what I like to do. So I don't like open endings. I don't like open endings. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. I disagree. I mean, my own accomplishments really do make me happy, and like, your happiness comes from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. I disagree. Like, I disagree. Maybe it's egoistic, but I think that's normal. Okay, you're interested in so many things, so you find it difficult to choose what you to try next. I agree, but not fully. You're prone to worrying that things would take a turn for the worse. I don't know. Like, this is the what is it called? The neutral answer. I mean, I do worry that things won't end up the way I want them to end up, but I don't know. Avoid leadership roles in group settings. It depends. Let me think more deeply. I guess I don't know. Agreed. I don't know, guys. It's harder. Those questions are actually hard. They make you think. Avoid leadership roles. I am not really a leader. I'll go with agree. You are definitely not an artistic type of person. Disagree. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? No. Disagree. Fully disagree. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? Now, look. In the world, a lot of the things that happen in the world are happening exactly because people think it's rational, because people think it's logical to do that, and they look for the logical explanation of the things, and then that happens. I can name so many things that happen in the world. Right is that with me, if I hang out with someone today, I might feel like being alone tomorrow, but it doesn't really last for a very long time, so I prefer to have someone around me, because the silence and the loneliness really makes me uncomfortable. I become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Um, yeah, not bored, but I just start I actually am bored. Like I start zoning out. Yeah, true. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. I actually can empathize with anyone, like no matter what the situation is. I find myself empathizing for people that are, have done even things that they shouldn't have done. I'm not gonna get into much detail into the situation. I might tell you guys like a story time, but in the really far from now future, when I feel more comfortable about talking about really personal stuff. But let's say someone did something to someone who's very close to me. So the person that did that something, so let's say person A did something bad to person B, who is someone I care about. Person A probably didn't want to do it. It just happened accidentally, but they still did it. The rational thing would be, they did it and they should, get consequences. And I think they should get their consequences. But I also feel bad for them because the look they had on their face was so scared and so traumatized by what they did. It's nothing. I don't want you guys to get into thoughts about what happened. The person that I care about is okay. It's nothing too serious. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. It maybe sounds like something very serious, but it's not that serious actually. And I just felt bad for that person because, I just felt bad. So, yeah. Usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You rarely second guess the choice that you have made. Disagree. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. A very exhausting week, I would probably decide to chill with myself, so disagree. You enjoy going to art museums. I haven't gone to any. I mean, I have, but not many. But I wanna go. I think it is interesting. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Disagree. For me, most people are like an open book. They're like so transparent, and I can understand what they're going through. I'm really good at reading people's emotions, and I guess I think it's a good quality. You like to have a to-do list for each day. Disagree. You rarely feel insecure. Yeah, I sometimes do, but mostly I don't. You avoid making phone calls. No. I mean, sometimes when I'm gonna go, for example, the other day when I got the movie theater to save tickets for Thor: Love and Thunder, I felt a little, shaky before doing it, but I don't avoid it. I used to actually be very scared before. I would order food at like a restaurant, but now I even order food for the whole table because I know some of my friends are like very scared to do that. So yeah, you often spend a lot of time if we're very close, it would probably be just, both of us. If we're not that close, I most of the time invite them. So I'm gonna go with slightly agree. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Disagree. Disagree. Like, a lot of the time my plans get interrupted. Like, a lot of the time, especially with filming and editing videos. But, I mean, I want to get, actually, I'll go with this one. You're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. By mistakes you made a long time ago, I agree. Like, very, very easily bothered by those things. Like, very. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. What is contemplate? What does it mean? I'm gonna look it up. Okay, I found the translation. It means to think. You think about it. You rarely think about the reasons of human existence or the meaning of life. Disagree. I actually think about those things. Oops. You can see the personality types here. So you actually can see the intuitive and thinking, the diplomat, sentinels. Yeah, it's. Anyways, your emotions control you more than you control them. I agree. Yeah, you take great care not to make people look bad, even when it is completely their fault. Oh, let me think of a specific case that will actually make me know if I do it or not. I hit the microphone, sorry. You take great care not to make people look bad. No. I disagree. It depends, but still, your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Really true. Like, I really wish I could be so organized with my time and my schedule, but I don't know, I can't. I mean, maybe I can, I just need to find a way to do it. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long you would take them to feel disappointed in you. No, they should think highly of me. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. No. I would like to have a job in which I don't know how to explain it. I want to have a job where I can do some of my work alone, but also do a lot of the work with other people, or while other people are, around me. Like, for example, I want to be a psychologist. That's one of my things that I want to do. That's a job where you work with people all the time, most of the time. I also want to be an actress, which is like my dream. Psychology is my rational job decision, and like my logical, my thinking, and the one with my head, and acting is the one with my heart, the feeling one. With acting, I would be around people a lot of the time. So I disagree. You'll have a job that lets you look alone. Disagree. You believe that pondering abstracts philosophical questions in a waste of time. What? You believe that pondering abstract maybe that's a bad quality, but I come first most of the time. I'm sorry. I struggle with deadlines. I agree. You feel confident that things will work out for you. I agree. Your gender optional. This will determine your avatar in the result screen. Okay. See results. Okay, so I am on the NFP. Okay, so we got confirmation that I am an speaking, but there may be some self-imposed idealistic center both demanding and far outside their reach that the two types of campaigners respond to differently. Constantly missing goals can take a higher toll on the more sensitive, turbulent campaigners, perhaps accounting for the lower percentage of those of these personalities who say they are successful. While assertive campaigners may create similar standards, they are far less likely to look back on misses and feel regret over them. This can somewhat shield their ego. 68% of assertive campaigners say they usually brush off a mistake when they make one, compared to 95% of turbulent. Yeah, I agree with this. Individuals with a campaigner personality type become stressed relatively easily and rarely take anything at face value. My cat just moved the microphone, I apologize. They may indulge in mistakes they make with much more weight and meaning than such errors deserve. True. Turbulent campaigners compensating for any shortcoming they believe they have may overthink and overwork solutions to their mistakes in hopes of making up for them. Let me see. I'm just going to see the percentage for these because I don't want to read the whole things. Maybe it will be boring for you. Let's see. Being handy, 69% of turbulent campaigners say they're likely to be obsessive about little details when working on something, compared to 44%. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it may be true for me because I also suffer with OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. But still, like, it could actually be related to my personality type as well. I don't know. Patient 17, 2% of assertive campaigners consider themselves to be patient people, compared to 41. I'm not very patient, yeah. Emotional inclinations and interacting with others. 82% of assertive campaigners feel like they effectively manage the stress in their lives, compared to 32 of turbulent. I'm a turbulent, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember that. I mean, maybe you do. I just said it earlier. 72% of assertive campaigners find it easy to focus on the good things in life when they're feeling down, compared to 41% of turbulent campaigners. I actually focus on the good things, so I'm a part of the 41 here. 77 of assertive campaigners feel like they have control over their emotions, compared to 39, sorry. Emotional intelligence. 81% of assertive campaigners say their pride is a product of understanding themselves rather than praise from other people. Yeah, true. Why are the assertive ones better than the turbulent ones? That's so sad. Summary: assertive campaigners are much more likely to say they see themselves in a positive light than turbulent campaigners. Yeah. Okay, now let's go back real quick. So here I have like a report on this, on my personality type, and I don't know if you guys like, oh, see, Robert Downey Jr. is an ENFP, I guess. A lot of people argue that he's an ENTP, but if the page says so, this is like the official page, then he's an ENFP. Okay, let's see career paths. Okay, let's see that. Maybe I could fly helicopters and be an oceanographer who writes songs and cooks. Campaigners are known for having a wealth of ideas, interests, and hobbies, to the extent that they may struggle to fit everything that they care about into their lives. Yeah, like I want to be a psychologist, but I also want to work at a shelter with animals. And I also want to be somewhat of a vet, but not really a vet. But I don't want to really graduate university to be a vet. I also kind of want to do this and that. I want to do this and that. Like, there's so many other things I want to do. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a streamer. I want to be an actress. There's so many things that I want to do. I want to be an author and, have my works out there. I want to sell art. Like, there's so many things, and this really describes me well. So I'm surprised then that choosing a career path can leave people with this personality type feeling overwhelmed or scattered. They may feel pulled in multiple directions, uncertain of how to honor their passion and keep their options open while pulling in a steady paycheck. I haven't related to anything more than this. So, the good news: campaigners can use their boundless curiosity and imagination to propel themselves forward in nearly any profession. When selecting a career, campaigners tend to find that their main issue isn't lack of options, it's that they're pseudoscience. Well, I'm gonna end the video here. If you guys are interested to read more about this personality type, you can go and check it out on the 16personalities.com website /ENFP if you're looking for this. If you guys want to take the test, you just have to search up 16 personalities. I will also leave a link to it in the description. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any